again that we can talk about. I think our biggest challenge when we look at the church, we put everything into the ecclesiastical bag.
Yeah.
You know, even when we think about, now I personally don't believe that God calls people to ministry. I believe he calls us to himself. And then he commissions us.
And then you find out.
Yeah, he commissions us to do the work. But when we think about that, the commissioning of God is not just to preach. The commissioning of God is to reflect the light of God. And so this is where it gets broken down, because we either want to be preachers or we can't be called of God. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a minister of real estate. I'm called to do what I do. Now, here's a testimony.
I like that.
I had a couple that reached out to me. They wanted to sell their house, right? And as I'm talking to them, I'm asking, what is the reason that you want to sell? And so they were selling because she wanted to get married and he didn't want to get married. Well, he said he wanted to, but it wasn't moving fast enough for her. So
never is.
Listen, in the midst of, now we're talking about my money and my livelihood.
Right.
But in the midst of this, I took off my real estate hat and put on my minister's hat. And I said to them, I would rather talk to you about mending your relationship than selling your house. Right?
Yeah.
So we had a conversation that night. I still explained everything to him. She texted me a few days later, hey, I want you to meet with me and my fiance. So we had a conversation. By the time we got together, we're on the Zoom, they smiling at one another.
Amen.
And today I get a text message, they want me to perform their wedding ceremony.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Now, I don't say that to boast, but what I'm saying is that there's no separation from the sacred and the secular.
Yes.
So as believers,
right,
yes, we're to let our light shine wherever we are.
And that's the first evangelism. That's right.
So and then when we look at evangelism,
not just a microphone. Yeah,
there's two types. There's the word keruso, and then there's the word evangelize.
Come on,
and
man.
so when you look at the two words, one is to just proclaim. One is to
just
just talk.
And
then the other is you are sent as a formal representative of the kingdom or the government to proclaim, like the herald. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. See, we don't understand that particular culture because we're not raised in it.
Right.
But you'll see at some wedding ceremonies, they have the town crier. The bride is coming. The bride is coming. And so there's a sense that we're called to do that. I do believe that all of us have evangelism and assignment on us. It's just not, everybody's not called to the street.
That's right.
You know, some people are called to that person they're riding the subway with. Some people are called to that next door neighbor. And so you may not have the ability or the commissioning of God to speak to the masses or to go down in the hood, but you still have that space wherever God places you to shine the light of God so that people know that there is a God.
Amen. Well said, brothers. Man, that's powerful. I guess we